Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well and teach this truth on honesty and sincerity. Salutations to you brothers around the four corners of the earth that push this truth on honesty and sincerity with great diligence to wake up the hopeful elect of Israel. Double shalom to you, Akim, that come looking like the heathen, but you are in fact of the stock of Israel, and you hold and endure this truth and follow these laws to your statutes and commandments to the best of your abilities, wherever you may be scattered. And shalom to the few sincere Akwathium that listen and learn in silence, playing your creation role as the Lord commanded you to. It's your brother Azar from GMS St. Louis, and came across this video. Or this audio, rather, of Elon Musk speaking, I guess, on a podcast and delivering a message about the drop in the population. And I understand, I understand that he's speaking of the Edomite race, the so-called white man. They're upset that their numbers are plummeting, and it's ultimately it's the will of the Heavenly Father. If you look at what this man has done, a lot of it is to his own detriment. First and foremost, casting the laws of the Heavenly Father behind him, man, and doing as Thou wilt. But I'm gonna play some of this and grab some scriptures, and Lord willing, you be edified and understand how this man is going down at every angle.
What do you think is the biggest threat to mankind right now?
I say the biggest threat right now is population collapse. The super low birth rate.
Really?
Yeah.
Over like nuclear war, natural
said
disaster.
Don't we have an overpopulation problem?
No, we have an underpopulation problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you
So
say that?
this is the most commonly misunderstood situation.
Yeah, they definitely push that we have a overpopulation.
Yeah, why is
problem.
that?
I don't know. It's just like, I think it's like, this is a holdover from like, I don't know, the 70s or something, So there was a huge baby boom, like where people.
And they're pushing that population is just too many people in the world, so that they can get the people to agree that it's too many people, and they will won't bat an eye at all the people that are dropping, dead, because of what this man wants to accomplish as a totalitarian government where they control everything. Because the more people there are, is less for the 1% to control. But when they can dwindle that number down, they feel they can have more power and control.
It's just like, I think it's like, this is a holdover from like, I don't know, the 70s or something, So there was a huge baby boom, like where people did have a ton of kids after World War II. But then the U.S. has actually had, the birth rate in the U.S. has been below replacement rate since like 71 or 72.
In the
Like
US, but
50
how about-
years.
how about
50 years
other
the US has
countries,
been
though?
below replacement rate.
I know US, but how about other countries?
Well, like China's got a huge population collapse problem.
Really?
Yeah.
China, you actually get penalized if you have more than one
Oh.
kid.
No.
Let me grab Hosea 14:9. Who is wise, he shall understand these things. Prudent, and he shall know them. For the ways of the Lord are right, and the just shall walk in them, but the transgressor shall fall therein. Esau, he really doesn't, put the law, says, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, in his mind, man. It's not of It's not of him to be in that spirit, man, following the Lord, man, his ways. They're the wicked. So they're gonna do things wickedly. Um, go to the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 27 and 26. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it came, or whence it cometh. And Esau has put these wicked decrees, and passed these wicked laws, um, to oppress Israel, and you know, uh, basically go against the natural order of things. And in doing so, he liberated the woman, and his woman was able to pull the rug from under him, if you will. You know, and it happened on a large scale. Esau being uncovered by his own people, and at the same time they run into to Jake's, and they're helping bringing Israelite children into the world, you know, and it has been a double-edged sword for this man to oppress us. You know, on the one hand, you oppressing us. Israel is growing. You afflict Israel, and they grow, man. They have sex, they reproduce. They wax great in number. And on the other hand, you have the women of the other nations. Since America is a melting pot, you have those women that see us and see Jake's, and they can see how fly Jake is, so to speak, in his captivity. You know, and that and we're of the Lord, man. What's not to like about us when Jake is in his right state of mind, you know? And they see, man. Dang, look at these people, you know. They emulate Jake. They want to be around Jake, you know. And it causes Esau to lose bad, man, in his kingdom. Here it is. You have all the wealth and the laws on your side. You know, you have all the resources. To live lavishly and to prosper, and yet the very people that you oppress is the people who is being desired. You know, so it's not a thing of it's the Edomite race that's dwindling down. No one wants to associate with them, not even their own women. You have some, but they're seeing themselves being erased out of the earth, and that's just prophecy. And they can't do anything about it. Go to the book of Exodus 3. Uh, this is Exodus 3:20. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after that, he will let you go, because the Egyptians had the Israelites in captivity during this time, and so um, the Lord had to perform send these plagues down, and basically show His might through Pharaoh's hardened heart and his love for Israel. And so, verse 21, and I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. But every woman shall borrow of her neighbor and of her that sojourneth in her house jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and ye shall put them on your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians. Now, let me go to Exodus 12. This is Exodus 12, and I'll start at 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. So the Lord sent the spirit of the death angel over Egypt, man, and killed all the firstborns in Egypt of the Egyptians, and spared those Israelites who smote the doorposts with the unblemished lamb's blood. Um, verse 31, and he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from amongst my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. So, you afflict Israel, they grow. But get this other precept. This is Exodus chapter 1, in verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and waxed increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, because Joseph had favor among that Pharaoh. So he was set ruler over all the land of Pharaoh. And so he was able to show the Israelites favoritism. Verse 9, he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burden, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. So they afflicted Israel, but Israel keep growing, man, when you afflict them, you know? And in this captivity in America, aka Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, um, we have been afflicted, man. Hardcore bondage, beat, you know, and we grow, man. We grow, and that's prophecy of the Lord because He made a promise to Abraham that his seed would be as the stars of heaven, man, an innumerable number, as much as the sands of the sea. You know, so having Israel in bondage is really a double edged sword. Yes, you got to, you know, Esau, you got to take your hatred out on Jake. You know, you got to have your way with him, but it still cut you. You know, they complain that, you know, their numbers are not looking good. You know, and you know, you got a lot of people that will say, well, we not supposed to be dealing with the women of the other nations anyway. And okay, I'll you know, tackle that, um because, you know, majority of the women of our nation, man, they are against the Israelite man. Because of, you know, us being at the bottom. Women are attracted to um power, you know, and it's abomination for an Israelite woman to bring the seed of a heathen, you know, into the world, man. You're helping further the race of your enemy who have afflicted you, you know. But it says something when women not of bondage will go into bondage to be with an Israelite man, and that happened during the 1600s, man, in this country. Um, Go to the book of Deuteronomy, uh, 7. Um, I'll start it from the top. And it reads, when the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. So this is, you know, the Canaanites. And when the Lord thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. You know, so we wasn't supposed to let the women of the other nations turn us into serving their gods, man, their false gods. You know, um, kings have of Israel have fallen victim to that, man. You got King Solomon in his later age. You have King Ahab and different men among Israel that have fallen to wickedness by means of women and the pagan gods they worship, being heathens. Um, Go to Deuteronomy 17. Um, and I'll start at 14. When thou art coming to the land, matter of fact, I'll just, start at 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So it was never for our people to turn after the gods of the heathens, man. And a lot of times these women have that appeal or that seducing spirit over a man to entice him and get him into different philosophies, different idols and worshiping. Look at the Christian church, man. A lot of the men, that attend are dragged there because of the women, man. Or they go there seeking women, you know. And their heart get turned, from into believing the ideologies of the wicked Christian church. you know and now the scriptures tell us, if she be pleasing to dwell with thee, you know don't cut her off, because a lot of times now you have these women of the other nations that are coming into subjection to Jake, man. They're behind Jake, man. They're aiding Jake in serving the Lord. They're being a helpmeet unto Jake, man. And you see a lot of the women of our nation, the nation of Israel, are turning on Jake, man, and ridiculing them and talking shit, mocking him, you know, because of him serving the Lord and turning from the ways of this world. You see, so it doesn't. You don't need an Israelite woman to have an Israelite child. All he needs the seed of the man. You know. So that's why it was like that. And hey, all things are done, for the truth, man. And the truth of it is Esau is set to be destroyed, and his heritage and his mark on the earth is meant to be as stubble, man, in a fire. He will be erased, man. And in all angles that you look, he's dwindling down. He's being small. He's gonna be extinct, man. He didn't leave Jake alone. I'm gonna jump to the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. You know, you got the people are seeing, man, that the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man is the Lord's chosen man. You know, the world is seeing it, man. A lot of the world already knew, but for those that didn't know, that it's making sense, and they're coming, up under Jake, man. They're admitting it, you know. Even amongst Jake is seeing, man. You know, it's making sense, man. Our people are being awakened. This is Deuteronomy 4 and 7. For what nation is there so great who hath Yahweh not so nigh unto them as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? You know, so what nation is great as Israel that our power is it was so nigh unto us, man. When we call on him, man, he came through for us. You know, he fought our enemies off us, man. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to make us separate from the heathen, which is holy. Verse 8, and what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Right. So what other nation had laws to govern them and make them this renowned and profound people? You know, this is Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. You know, so this is what the Lord said about Israel. Now these other nations, especially the women, they're seeing this too. Especially of Esau, man. A lot of the Shedemites have been just taught that, oh, they're niggers, oh, they're bad, they'll rob you, they'll steal, you know. When a lot of times Jake did that stuff out of necessity, and they wasn't gonna do it to their own people, you know. But now it's a free for all. Jake doing all kind of stuff, but the ones that have their head on, some sense about them, the people admire that Jake. The people look to that Jake to say to hear some words from him. You know, the people look to Jake to see what his judgment would be in the matter. And it says, it speaks to how the Lord set Jake up and made Jake, man. Even in his lowest state, man, the women flock to him. He stands out. But anywho, these women are the nation. They love to bring more people into the earth that's like Jake, in his right state of mind. This is Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You know, be quiet. Damn dog over there dreaming. Um, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the people are in a state of mourning, man. People are in a state of mourning. You know, they're seeing that this place was an illusion, and it tricked them, and screwed them. And when the nation of Israel is in rulership under the power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, rulership of King David sitting on the throne, the people are gonna be happy to serve Israel, man. You know, they're gonna be happy to be under Israelite rule, man, under a righteous rulership.
Collapse bomb.
Really?
Yeah.
China, you actually get penalized if you have more than
Oh.
one kid.
No,
Are
you
you
see,
being
serious?
serious?
No, they cut that off.
No, see, this is like, so part of it is just like we're operating on things that were true in the past but are no longer true. So China did have a one-child policy, but like about 10 years ago, they changed it to two-child.
What are we
Japan
trending?
is pretty far along in that. Like Japan actually lost like 600, went down.
Early payday, fee-free overdrafts. No.
The Japanese are not in the bedroom at all. Then.
It would
Not at all.
It would seem not.
What
I don't
about
know.
the U.S.? We got an increase, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying is the U.S. has been below replacement rate for 50 years. The only reason population has increased
Like
is
yearly,
because-
since
the 70s.
Yeah, since the early 70s, since like 71, 72.
Why are we skewed with all this BS that we're overpopulating, but the population's growing, right?
No, it's not. So I mean, I should say the like lifespan is increasing. People are living longer. That's the only reason why the population of Earth isn't plummeting, but it will plummet. So, just like one thing metric to track is the ratio of adult diapers to baby diapers. Like at what point does a country have more adult diapers than baby diapers? And like Japan, we passed that point over 10 years ago.
Whoa.
What do you think happens in like the future then? What's your kind of thought on that?
Well, I think people really, we've got to turn this around. We're going to have at least replacement rate, if not more, on the baby front. And by the way, these are not matters that are subjective. You can just literally look at both of them. It's like it's an objective number. Like how many kids babies were born? It's like they record this information. So.
Let me grab this real quick, Job. This is Job 27 and 14. I'll start at 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Hey, you can't turn this around, man. You're set for a destruction, and that's just what your road leads to and ends with, man. Destruction. But you've got to turn this around. You're not, man.
It's like it's an objective number. Like how many kids babies were born? It's like they record this information. So, And
So you're saying people need to be having more kids?
yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know a lot of people who have like no kids. Like, how many kids do you guys have?
I
I got no kids. I mean, that we know
None
of.
of you guys are. What the fuck?
Now I'm gonna fast forward it to where, he says he would rather the humanity end with a bang, like World War III, as opposed to just old people in diapers. Bear with me.
I'm 28, but I mean,
I'm
Well,
20.
I guess I
20
could.
is reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've been
I'm
thinking of
I'm
it.
trying to get a baby mama soon. But,
Yeah.
And I just got married last month. She's over there.
Clams.
Okay. Like, a low growth rate is a slow death for a civilization. It's not a fast death.
Yeah, we're chilling for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, your career cruising, it's just like the average age just starts drifting up, and then, basically civilization will die with a whimper in adult diapers. Kind of sucks, doesn't it? It's like anticlimactic, and it's not exactly. I mean, frankly, if you given the choice, like, I'd rather civilization went out with a bang than a whimper in adult diapers. You know?
Yeah.
what's a bang?
Bang, we World War III.
You're gonna get your request, Mr. Musk. We'll go to the book of Second Ezra. 6 and chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So this is breaking down what that symbolized when Jacob and Esau were born, and Jacob had a hold of Esau's heel. This is what it means. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So what you see is Esau coming out of power, and Jacob being up next, man. He's on deck, and you see it with the on the carnal side, being of this world, the increase of Jake millionaires, man. And in the spiritual aspect, you see Jake waking up and coming back to his heritage, his nationality, the laws, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, who the Israelites belong to. So it's just inevitable from all angles, from the population, the birth and death rate of Esau, to the world hating him, to him being exposed, to his woman leaving him. So all roads lead to his demise. This is Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall make them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day, so like in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So the whole earth is going to rejoice, man. When this man is taken down, and having Israel in captivity has been a double-edged sword to Esau, man. Hope this has been an edifying lesson. I'm gonna say Kwam Yasharala and the Baba Ball.